Hi, I'm Taimour Zaman, and in this video, I'm going to show you about private placement programs, and I'm going to walk you through a private placement program and how to actually participate in one of them successfully. Hi, my name is Taimour Zaman from Creditai. For the past few years, I've been fascinated with private placement programs. I wanted to get into that myself, and that's when I discovered 95% of these programs are fraudulent artists, and it's just a complete fraud. After the COVID-19 environment that we went through, I noticed from 95% of fraudulent platforms, that number went up to 99.9% of them. My organization, for confidentiality reasons, I'm not going to tell you which ones we have or have not participated in. However, today we offer 3 very unique services for business owners who want to participate in these platforms. Number 1 is we provide capital. A lot of organizations kind of understand that they can go into a small cap program that's fairly risky, where you put money in and the guy disappears. So you put money in, 3 weeks after, nobody is returning your phone calls back. So they may want to participate in a capital enhancement program where the money is actually guaranteed. But for you to participate in a capital enhancement program, you cannot go in with $10 million or $5 million. You actually need $50 or $100 million. So we provide capital in terms of a loan through a program called Rent a Rich Uncle program or our Money Multiplier program to help our clients participate in private placements. The second unique service we offer is due diligence, and what that means is that I bring in former FBI, white collar crime divisions, former CIA agents, not to only do a background check on all the joker brokers that our clients bring to us, but actually on the platform providers, because again, over 90% of these platforms, although they sound real, they may have legal templates. Once you do behind the scenes checking, you're going to see a whole bunch of con artists ready to steal the money. And then the third service that we offer is we introduce our clients to lawyers who understand what a private placement is about, have done or worked with private placement programs that we have a lot of experience helping clients go through a private placement. The one thing I've noticed on why a lot of broker jokers are simply not successful is simply because the business owner, whether they're putting up $5 million or $50 million, there's a certain amount of emotions, like an emotional experience they go through, because you're putting up money in something you really have no idea or no clue what this is. And in many, many cases, the people that I've worked with, they're putting up like $2 million or $3 million, which is their entire savings, hoping for this or praying for this private placement to be not to be fraudulent. And so I really want to support these businesses. I want to make sure that they work with authentic platform providers. I want to make sure that if I can provide them a loan or a line of credit to support them and their family and their goals, I want to be able to do that. This video that I'm about to share with you is being edited. I have, for confidentiality reasons, taken the pictures, videos out of the people that are in this conversation, so all you have access to is the audio. What you will get trained in is what are some of the right questions you should be asking a broker, specifically a broker that has access to a private placement program. So that's the value of this. My organization, we typically don't go looking for private placement programs. Clients contact us because they have picked a program, a private placement program themselves. They hire us to do background checking on the private placement people. They hire us for various resources they need to participate. But something that's a big missing in this industry, I find, is the emotional experience. The joker brokers are not psychologists, they're not psychiatrists, they don't know how to emotionally help a client go through that nervousness. Now, lucky I'm not a psychiatrist either, but I find that when we help a client deal with their emotions, our success rate of helping a client actually participate is far higher than some of the joker brokers out there. We are not a broker. We don't introduce you to a private placement provider. Usually clients who contact us have picked a private placement program, but they're still nervous about it. They've heard about a lot of fraud in the industry, so they hire us for or retain us for our expertise to do due diligence on these organizations. Occasionally, not always, they're also looking for a top-up loan so they can walk in at the $100 million level, $150 million level, and not at a, like this, a $5 million level kind of thing. I think what you're going to hear is fascinating. Yeah, I think you're going to really love it, and I look forward to the opportunity of if this kind of what we're doing is of value to you, I look forward to the option of working with you. Thank you. Okay, let's go. Capital enhancement program.
Yeah, Mohammed,
okay.
go ahead.
All right, perfect. So hopefully you can hear me better now.
Now
yeah,
we can hear.
Perfect. So yeah, the question was, as my understanding is, the money that I deposited in my account is basically a proof of funds is generated against it. It's a bank-to-bank proof of funds, basically, from your bank to my bank. Two institutions talking to each other that, yeah, we have this fund in this account, and that's all it's needed from your side to move ahead with your trades, correct?
That is correct, yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, so your money is not encumbered. Your money is not leveraged. There is no hold of any kind. There is no administrative block. None of that kind of stuff.
Got it. And then there's one question that I had was, if I had the funds parked in a money market account, is that an issue? Does it have to be just standing in a checking account?
Yeah, I honestly don't know. I don't think it's an issue, but money market is fine. I don't see a problem at all.
Okay, fair enough. Great. So I think having said that, the next thing is when to start the program. And also I had a question on the rate of return. Is how can we do better than the 3%, David, that we currently have on the paper that you sent me?
3%. I'm not sure I understand which 3% are we discussing.
Okay, so right. So the papers that you sent me to read, and maybe that's something I need to get some more clarity on, is what is the current rate of return on the money? Maybe if you could tell me that would be a better place to start.
So if we go into the transactional program, we have 44 million is the minimum, and then at 44 million in 16 weeks you get 9 billion.
Right. Now that's the 16. Okay, so you get 9 billion back with 44 million to start. Now
that's correct.
Right. So that, and then there is, okay, fine.
So the rate of return, I think the rate of return is, I get lost in these zeros, but it's extremely high.
Okay. All right. And then how soon, we talked about starting the program, was how early does the participation start? Can we start, let's say, tomorrow? Can we start next week? What is the timeline?
What we need to do is we need to do the submission. I will introduce you to the program director, a very nice gentleman, and you can talk to him directly. We will have obviously ongoing dialogue to make sure that the contract is issued for your review, and if the contract is satisfactory, then you will be invited to pull the trigger.
Okay. And so am I getting, so I'm not getting pulled in with bigger dollar amounts that provides this return? How are you planning on putting this?
We're always looking for people who have money, right?
Right.
And generally what happens in the marketplace, when people have a small amount of cash, they go into what is commonly called small cap programs. And small cap programs, you can start as low as 200K.
I see.
We have a small cap program, 200K, and you can go in with $500,000, or you can go in with 2 million, or 5 million, or 25 million. But all these programs have one thing in common. They are small caps, and you are not considered an institutional investor.
Okay.
Let me tell you where the break comes in. The moment you go over $100 million, you are immediately qualify for the title of institutional investor, and the world becomes very different.
I see.
Why? Because you can start off, let's say you have $100 million to invest, right? You can start off with a bullet. Do you understand what a bullet is?
No, not exactly. So maybe explain.
Let me tell you exactly what it is.
Sure.
Bullet is a terminology that allows you to start your program with ultra high return right off the bat. And in the past, bullets were offered at 1.5x of the amount. Let's say it's like, the moment you come in with $100 million, you get 150% return. The current bullet that we have, the opportunity to play with, there is a return of 5x. So if you come in with 100 million, the very first return on investment will be 500 million. In one month.
Right.
And then it'll be 100% per month.
Right.
So that would be the type of the opportunity you would be looking at.
Got it. And then the next question is, since this is a new program, how have you vetted this new program, to be valid and kind of execute on what it intends to execute on? What is your vetting process to make sure this?
So the vetting process is based on the information that I received from the program director, and the institution behind the program is this company called DBS. I'm not sure if you are familiar with DBS.
No, I'm not familiar.
DBS is, we'll send you the information on DBS, but they are a global banking company. They are managing all of the financial arrangements of the Singapore government. This is a very clearly defined AA rated bank that is internationally recognized.
Okay. Yeah, if you could please send me information on that, I would definitely appreciate it.
Sure. And DBS is the one that is doing this trade for you.
Got it. And is this trade basically taking place in the UK or Singapore, or where's the actual trade desk?
It will be done in Singapore.
Okay.
And everybody knows that Singapore is, one of the Asian financial hubs.
Right.
Yeah.
Great. All right. So I think with that said, I don't have any further questions. If you don't mind sending me the contract, I would really appreciate it.
I'd love to give you the contract, but I cannot up until we do the submission.
Sure.
Sorry, go ahead. Which is the proof of funds and CIS or KYC.
Yeah, so we need a minimum of 44 million.
Okay.
And we need your basic CIS, and I will introduce you to the program director, and we will request the contract for you immediately.
No problem. I will have proof of funds I can send tonight. My CIS, I think, is pretty complete, right? Just missing a passport, right?
That's correct.
I'll have the passport information also sent to you tonight with proof of funds, that's not an issue. We can hopefully, get the contract, or maybe tomorrow or the day after, hopefully, so I can review that.
Yeah, the contract will come out very quickly. And then if you like the contract, and we obviously can ask as many questions as you like. And beyond that, you can decide if you want to go forward.
Sure. And in simple words, if you don't mind, be as transparent as you can with me on the risks within this program. What do you see as a risk for my?
Well, because there is no private placement,
Right,
and because there is no what is commonly called best effort returns,
right,
your risk is insignificant. I mean, it's very unlikely that the world will stop using the credit system. Very unlikely. I mean, the
right.
entire global economy depends on credit, right?
It does. It does.
Yeah.
In terms of minimalistic risk, could you define that to another level? Meaning that in what sense, if my money is in my account and it's not being encumbered and not being leveraged, why would I even have that minuscule risk, right? I mean, that's what the question is for me.
Well, the risk is, what if there's an earthquake, right?
Right.
And the sponsoring bank collapses in the earthquake, right?
Right.
That would be the risk. What if there's an explosion of atomic bomb of some sort? What if there's an act of God? I mean, these are the risks, right?
Right,
This
but that
is
would be
why
for
these
everybody.
large, pardon me, this is why these large banks have coverage of Lloyd's of London. That's exactly the reason.
Right, but that risk would be for everybody, not just me participating in this program. Relative
That is
to this
correct.
program,
But let's say,
right?
exactly, but let's say you participate in a program, right?
Right.
And there is something fundamentally some act of God of some sort, right?
Right.
You will be impacted just like anybody else. But fortunately, because the institution is double A rated, you will be protected by the policies that they have.
Right. You mean my institution, not the institutions that you deal with, right?
Well, let's say we're doing this program with DBS, right? DBS
Right.
has a very huge insurance policy.
Sure.
So if something happens to DBS, you will be protected by the policy that they have to insure their customers. It's that simple.
Right. So that to better define it, then, if my money is not encumbered and my money doesn't have any message transfer codes that could jeopardize the transfer of funds out of my account. But in this case, no matter what happens to DBS, my money should not be, nothing should happen to my money, right?
No, your money is very well protected because you don't move your money.
Right. So the money should effectively have zero risk at this point based upon the
correct.
facts.
Yeah, that is
right?
correct. That is correct.
The return on my money, if let's say DBS falls apart for whatever reason, it's
Yeah,
the act of God.
we're talking about the return on your money.
Yes.
Right? Because the return is like $9 billion. You don't want to lose your $9 billion, right?
Of course. Right. So what I would like to see then, of course, is I would like to digest the information, the contract, and then based on that, of course, move forward.
Yeah, if you don't like the contract, there's no obligation to move forward.
Of course. I mean, the proof is in the pudding, right? Once we start seeing the funds come in, of course, everybody will, take their share, and it's money. There's enough money for everybody in this program, and that could is like in any private placement program, from the broker to everybody else. Now, having said that, as long as there's not a greed factor involved and somebody wants to take the money and run with it, which always there is, money corrupts, everybody knows. I just need to understand and believe in this program more in terms of its execution, method of delivery, and something that could be potentially dealt with on a lifeline, on a lifetime program, right? I mean, I would like to continue this relationship and expand and do more, right? So I think that's where I am at. I don't have that proof in my hand yet to have that comfort level, of course.
Of course, we will do everything we can to have a bulletproof, solid program for you with good support, and obviously a relationship is the key for success, right?
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
Great. So I think I can't beat a dead horse. So I think we're good for now.
Yes. So we can take your proof of funds, take your CIF, get the contract for your review. We will be talking directly with the program director to make sure that you have all the answers you need. And beyond that, we can see if this is the right way to proceed.
Yeah, absolutely. Sounds great. I'll put all the information together, gentlemen. I'll send it to Taimour, and if you have an email, I think you have. I have your email actually. I do. Yeah.
Sure,
right. I copy both of you, gentlemen. Yeah, I should have your emails.
Cool. Very good. Very good.
We're good to go. Thanks very much. Any questions, Taimour?
I recorded this conversation. Can I use it for educational purposes? So this way, David, I don't have to keep calling you, and Mohammed, I didn't use your last or whatever else. So if you guys are okay.
Sure. If my questions were relevant enough, yeah, absolutely. That makes sense. Sure.
No problem. No problem.
Yeah, I'm okay with that too. No problem.
Yeah. So Mohammed, we count on you to get all of this tonight, right? The CIS.
Yeah. No problem. Everything will be put together tonight.
Perfect. Great.
Terrific. Thank you, Mohammed.
All right, gentlemen. David, thanks so much for your availability.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.